Greetings and salutations, race fans, motorsport lovers, and others. You know who you are, and welcome to Stage 10 of Dakar 2021, the South African Influence. We're joined in studio by Mr. Kawasaki for cross-country racing, Iain Pepper. Iain, thank you very much for coming in.
Thanks very much for having me on the show.
Fresh out of, where is it, the island?
Zanzibar. We extended our stay by 3 days because of some COVID problem with the way they do the tests and whatever. So, yeah, instead of Saturday coming home, we got back last night.
But you made it back.
We made it back safely, yes.
Good stuff, good stuff. And as per usual, joined by Andrew Horn, who will look after all the questions, comments, and queries that everybody has got. Andrew, thanks a lot for joining us.
How's it, Colin? How's it, Iain? Good. You guys are well.
How are you going?
Yeah, looking you, bud.
Cool. And then from, where are we? The southern tip of Africa. Steffi Vetter from the Southern African Dakar group. Steffi, it was an interesting day today, and welcome back and hello.
Hello, Colin. Hello, Iain. Lovely to see you again. Hi, Andrew. Wow, those Saudi sands sure turned up some cards today. So let's see what happens, but it's going to be a bumper show. That's all I can promise you right now.
I think it's going to be bloody magnificent. There was lots of dust, some broken bones, and a shake-up in the order, and the closest Dakar in the bikes that we've ever had. It is, I mean, Iain, you were saying earlier that it's amazing that we've come to 3 days from the end, and there's 51 seconds in the overall.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know when last the Dakar that I've watched, and I watch it every year, has been this close. Up until 3 days ago, I think the top 15 were only separated by something like 15 minutes. It's crazy.
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant. But first, we're on the James Alexander watch. We can say this, that for once, James came in when the sun was still up, in 69th position, 4 hours and 13 minutes. So the whole stage, Steffi, took him 7 hours and 25 minutes, 34 seconds. It's a long day on the bike.
You know what, Colin, the legend just grows every single day. I mean, James is becoming a media sensation, number one. But apart from that, he's actually got his own personal TV crew. Let's have a look at what happened when he came in last night as he came off stage.
Hi guys, I don't know how I've made it here, but here's my own personal camera crew who are always waiting for me. And thanks guys, the control. Sorry to keep you up so late. I can't believe I'm here, but we've made it. Next stage tomorrow, guys.
Good job.
Hi guys. Okay, so I'm here. A lot of the drivers, everybody's saying that's the toughest stage of the rally. I came across Ross's bike, and then Ross, very sorry to see him go out. Apparently Toby Price crashed out. Hey, it was rough, man. I tell you, it was rough, horrific. I did the last 100 in the dark. That took 3 to 4 hours. I can't believe I'm here. The bike's in a hell of a state. I can't do anything to it. I'll just put fuel in it and hope for the best tomorrow. Cool, guys. Gonna go and get some sleep. But at least I'm here.
Unreal. Just put some fuel in it. And off you go. And look, he's not pushing the bike to the absolute limit, but nevertheless, it's quite a testament to the KTM Yamaha that it makes its way through that kind of terrain.
The KTM Rally replica, absolutely. You know what? He is absolutely Mr. P for perseverance right now. We had so many comments on the SADG page. The love that was coming in for James was phenomenal. I'm just going to read you some. You inspire us. We are so proud of you. We love your passion. Keep going. And this is from all over the world. This is just not from Southern Africa. But the good news is, our Mr. Teapot came in the light this evening. He actually made it before sunset. We are so excited. We've just got word that he's actually in the bivvy. Let's take what happened when James came in. The enthusiasm that he got in the daylight is palpable.
So here we go. Can you believe it? Just sorted the road book for the liaison. I'm out of the stage at the daylight.
And the daylight is still here, look!
Yeah, look, it's still incredible. What a daylight. Really cool, man. Great guys.
Woohoo! Yay! Yeah! You made it! Woohoo! Yeah! How you feeling?
I felt good this afternoon. It suddenly came. I started loving riding again. The trucks, the type of soil. Sorry, hang on. The type of soil wasn't buggered up. It was actually fun to ride. I was pretty flat out.
Awesome.
And so I finished in the daylight. It was incredible. Yeah.
That's good. Excellent.
The legend. Eh?
And he is last man standing on the bike. 69th position today, and in the overall, we've got to just talk about that. 65th position. He's 57 hours, 39 minutes, and 39 seconds behind. Should we give away who the overall leader? Kevin Benavides, who's been riding for 40 hours. So 40 and 57, that's 97 hours, 59 minutes, and 47 seconds.
I'll get you a helmet and we'll send you out there tomorrow.
No, let me tell you, I wouldn't be able to do it.
I'll take my hat off to them.
I say that out of absolute true respect for him.
He's a true legend out there.
Yeah.
A proper legend with a smile on his face every day when he gets in, whether it's 2 in the morning or in the daylight as he done today.
Yeah.
I mean, that's unbelievable.
And I don't, and I'll say again, I don't mention the time to mock. I mention the time out of absolute proper respect for, I mean, to sit on anyway, enough of that. Steffi.
He might, Colin, just quickly, he might not be pushing the bike to the limit, but he sure as hell is pushing himself to the limit. I think he's going to sleep for about a week when he gets back home.
And you know what?
After that, time on a bike.
Here I am with my fat ass sitting on a chair talking crap about other people doing absolutely momentous things. So absolute, completely, a complete and utter respect to him. It's fantastic. So Steffi, talk to us about bike results.
Before we go to the bike results, Colin, I'm going to jump in here because I know that we've got an update from Ross. And I have to say that, you know, everybody was speculating yesterday about what went wrong and what happened. And I need you all, and I'm going to look straight in the camera, I need you all to listen to this. This athlete, this Ross Branch, our Kalahari Ferrari, that you know I absolutely adore, is not only an ambassador for sport and motorsport, he's an absolute credit to his family, his team, his country. Take a listen to this and be inspired.
Hey guys, just a little update. Sorry I couldn't get it to it yesterday. Things were a little bit crazy yesterday. Unfortunately, that's just the way things are. You know, there's ups and downs in rally racing and in any motorsport, and unfortunately we had to take one of the downs. We took a few punches this week, but you know, that's racing, and we're going to get back up and be stronger than ever for next year. And I'm really excited. You know, I think things went really well. I learned so much this rally. I had an amazing time. I had the best time out on the bike, and the navigating was going well, and I think that I've grown a lot as a rider. To everybody, to all my sponsors, to everybody at home for all the support, I really can't thank you guys enough. We're still in one piece, we're healthy. You know, this week has been crazy and a lot of guys have been getting injured, so we're healthy and ready for the next couple of rallies hopefully this year, and we look forward to next year. To everybody back home, thank you so much for all the support. You know, it's nobody's fault. We're not going to blame this on anybody. It's just one of those things, and this is racing. We've got to learn with it, we've got to live with it, we've got to deal with it. So I'm in good spirits. I think everybody else at home has to be in good spirits as well. It's not a blame game, and I'm really looking forward to the rest of the year, and I can't thank you guys enough for being by my side through the ups and through the downs, but we're definitely going to go up from here on out. Thanks guys so much.
So let's just go straight into the results for today. I mean, it was a Honda fest out there. Ricky took the race and he wrung it by its neck from 126 kilometers. You were Ricky Brabeck in first position on stage. Parade aboard, Kevin Benavides, Honda. And there's our boy, Skylar Howes, with that KTM Rally replica that he's on in fourth place. Straight into Matthias Volkner, Daniel Sanders, Adrian van Beveren holding the flag up for Yamaha with Sam Sunderland on his KTM, Santolino, and then I have to say Joaquim Rodriguez. Now you must remember that Joaquim is Paolo's brother-in-law from the Hero Motorsports team, so it's really good to see his name up there with very little in between. I mean, 16 minutes in the top 10. Colin,
Steffi,
I called it
we're missing somebody. Where's our boy Jose Conejo? What happened?
I don't even want to go there. Nacho crashed out today. He has had to, unfortunately, after a medical examination, he is out of the rally. So Nacho's gone. He is out. Another one, the lows of Dakar Rally 2021.
From third overall, I mean, yesterday, and he's won stages. He was proper quick, and I think that, Honda were thinking that he has a proper 1, 2, 3 coming, and well, boom, gone.
Don't forget, he was actually GC leader, Colin. He was actually leading overall going into the stage.
He was third on the stage yesterday.
Yeah, and he was in the lead of the rally. Yeah.
I need to talk to our bloody production department who screwed my thing up here. Yeah, so leader to hospital.
But I think he actually led for 2 days consecutively, the only guy to lead 2 days consecutively.
Yeah, and do you know what happened, how the crash happened, Steffi?
You know what, we don't have a lot of info out of it. He did say he was in a very rocky area. He was unconscious for a while. The bike was bent and buckled. He actually finished the stage. But then, as I said earlier, on medical examination, he took a big bang to his head, and you cannot be too careful with that. There were the naysayers out there saying he was going to throw in the towel. You don't do that after, thousands of kilometers leading the GC in a Dakar rally. So to all of you guys, I say, back off, buddy. Nacho's still going to win the Dakar. I really think he's a talented youngster. And don't speculate. We said it yesterday with Ross. Don't speculate. Let's wait for the facts. But he's stable. He's okay. And that's the best news.
Yeah, I just want to say again, back up what you said. Nobody gives up in a Dakar. You are prohibited from going. Nobody gives up. Not even Steffi Loeb. He didn't give up. There was just not enough parts. It was impossible to continue. I mean, you don't go that far.
No, you don't get that far down the road in all your training and preparation. I mean, take my hat off to Ross. I mean, you saw the true colours of Ross, the determination, the proper man. And the guy that can actually, when they got the TV cameras on you, cry from disappointment, get up, fix the bike, get it going, get it to the end the way he did. I mean, you've got to take your hat off to that. He's a legend.
And still have a positive attitude.
And still have a smile on his face at the end of the day. It doesn't matter how sore his arm was or his arse or whatever from the day or from the crash. I mean, Ross is a true legend. He's really... We've adopted him as South African. He's from Botswana, but I mean, we've raced against him for how many years? And since I've been involved in the off-roads again for the last 5 years, Ross he's a legend. He's a nice guy. His family I still ride with his dad, believe it or not. We go some weekends away riding.
Because you're old, yeah?
I know I'm old. I'm 58. I check our mate from Botswana turned 50. I think I look a bit better than that grey, but I mean, I take my hat off to him. I mean, I did 2 desert races when I started, was on my bucket list, and I can tell you what 2 days of sitting in the saddle for 4 or 5 hours at a time in the sand in Botswana, what they're doing out there, hats off, boys. They deserve every accolade that comes their way.
Absolutely. And our production department, in their planning, have sent me a note that guess who will be talking to us or is scheduled to talk to us from Saudi Arabia tomorrow night. It is Ross Branch. So prepare your questions and comments for him and accolades, and watch tomorrow night as we talk to Ross Branch. I think, Steffi, it's going to be bloody lekker.
Well, that's the rest of the show done for me, because I'm already so excited. I could jump right off the deck right now and have a glass of wine.
And
really
we've got another biker tomorrow. Stuart Gregory's joining us.
Oh, lekker.
I'm even more excited.
There's a couple of stories
we had
coming.
to give that. Andrew, you've got some stuff for us.
Yeah, it's actually quite pertinent. Ian, talking about your age, a voice from your long lost past, Greg Sharman, who used to ride motocross with you, has joined us, and he says, how's it? Nice to see you still riding bikes.
We're still having fun. I'm actually going to see him when I go watch Tasman at Silverstone this year. He used to be the starter and the chief marshal at motocross in the late 70s, early 80s when we were racing.
Oh, lekker. Yeah, no, Greg's very enthusiastic. Mike Lawrenson's joined us and says to Colin, you shouldn't have started Henny's car because he's taken it away.
I did start it.
And then he said you should.
Oh, no, it's still there.
Because he's now taken it away.
No, it's still there. Started it again today. I drove it today.
And then Chris Andrews was asking what broke on Ross's bike, which we know already is an engine failure. So Chris didn't tune in last night. It was his engine that packed up.
Awesome. Andrew, keep the questions and comments coming. To go back to what you said, Tasman is running in the W Series this year, and it's a support race for the British Grand Prix.
Well, they're doing 8 rounds, and every round that they're doing is a support race at every Grand Prix. So they're 8.
It's tough going to watch your kids race cars at the Grand Prix.
I hope I can get there. Look, the last 2 would have been on my bucket list to go to watch Mexico and Texas, but my wife and my other daughter, they've booked that trip. So I'm definitely going to Silverstone, meet up with all my old mates, Alistair Gibson and Bram Smith and all those guys. Greg Sharman, I hope to get to see him while we're there. And yeah, no, it's good. All the 8 rounds are with Grand Prix as support races to the Grand Prix.
Blooming brilliant. We're going to get back to your other kids because you breed well and you breed them fast. Steffi, bikes overall. So now we've got a mix-up, but it's still a Honda at the front, eh?
You know what, as I said last night, and it's a Honda Fest, you know what, maybe their strategy wasn't so strange last week. Maybe they are coming to play. They're fierce competitors. They didn't give each other 1 inch today. I mean, they absolutely went duke for duke the whole entire day. So Kevin Benavides is still top of the log, but Ricky Brabeck, 51 seconds off Kevin Benavides. I mean, that is nothing.
After 40 hours of racing, it's
Exactly. I mean, it's an absolute, we're going to have a little bit of I think we need a team bet on who's going to win right now. Sam Sunderland on the KTM, love Sam, 10:36 just off Kevin Benavides. And then another Honda, Barreda, Joan Barreda. Skylar, look at Skylar. He's still playing in the top 5. There's our boy. He's still
coming
there.
Up.
I promise you, we've got to keep our eyes on Skylar. He said yesterday he battled with the nav. He kept really focused with the navigation today. Didn't go anywhere, just absolutely on it. And
well, he's moved up from 7th overall yesterday to 5th today.
And he's climbing. You know, Daniel Sanders is just nipping at his heels on the KTM just below him. Then we've also got Santolino. Same names coming up every night. Quintanilla. Adrian Van Beveren, good for him. I mean, he's the last standing Yamaha, Svitko, and then Rodriguez. And, of course, James. Our James bringing up bookend at the back. In the end. But I think it's going to be a really interesting 2 days because there's everything to play for now.
Okay, so let's get this, for those of you watching. We've got 3 stages left. Sorry, 2 stages left. There's 2. Thursday and Friday. It's about time to start making some predictions and some hopeful things. So let's put your comments in. The 4 of us will come. There's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there is 4 of us. The 4 of us will work out our predictions right at the end, so it gives us time to sit and think. But drop us a message and who you think is going to win in the overall. And, you know, Barreda is 4th on the Honda, 15 minutes off. So it's tight. Very, very tight. What else came out of the bikes today, Steffi?
We just wanted to quickly update everybody on all the horrible crashes. I mean, Toby, as we know, has crashed out. He said today in an update that he's broken his 30th bone, but he is he's looking a whole lot better. I think we do have a picture of him. There he is, Toby, our boy, Gina van der Bijl. If you're out there, there's your boy. So Toby is, he's got a very sore collarbone. His shoulder and his hand are going to need surgery. So that is going to be a bit of a setback for Toby, but he'll come back stronger, as will everybody else. Xavier de Sultre, I've heard that he's got a C2 fracture, but that's Luciano Benavides. Now, Luciano he's okay. He's got a dislocated shoulder. He is absolutely looking good. There it is. I mean, wow. Who would want that? And then, of course, Xavier de Sultre, he has got a C2 fracture but will not need surgery. So we're keeping tabs on all of our heroes that have gone down, and not a good 2 days for bikes, but we keep on hoping and wish them all a speedy recovery.
I wonder how much the airbag and when we think of an airbag in from a car, for all the car guys, the bike guys know these things. I mean, that pop-up jacket, clearly those things, we haven't seen the level of injuries that we have in the past. Maybe it's just different types of crashes, but it's got to make a contribution.
Oh, definitely. I think it's protecting their chest area and their back, and the injuries you have seen have all been elbows, shoulders, and neck, basically, and a couple of legs. There's nothing much you can do there.
So the question that somebody asked the other day was, why aren't they wearing neck braces? Do you know?
It's not compulsory. It's up to the rider's preference, and they've got so many pros and cons where guys have broken this because they had it on, and oaks have broken something because they haven't got it on. And I tried it. It's the most uncomfortable thing to try and get used to riding with, and I take my chances rather strengthen your neck. I think that's why a lot of them are doing it now like that. It's no longer compulsory, and it's a personal preference. You can either do it or you don't. And if you have got a pretty short neck, it's very uncomfortable and probably lead to more crashes than anything else.
Yeah, so neck exercise, get the skeletal support system working. Now, Steffi, what have you heard, the comments from riders on, I mean, everybody has come out very positive about the jacket.
You know what, Colin, all things being equal, I haven't heard anything that discounts or discredits that jacket. And I think, you know, when safety is key and they've put this in place, let's hear from the riders when they finish the rally. I know that Stuart James has been absolutely blown away. He said that it's really, really helped him because he's taken some seriously hard falls. And I think it's a great innovation, and I'm glad they brought it in. That's my 10 cents.
You know, it's very much like a lot of safety innovations are condemned and people don't like them. The halo in Formula One and all sorts of things. But if it helps to keep somebody not badly injured and save lives, got to do it. To suck it up, buttercup, and go with the safety thing. Even though
actually on that.
Yeah. Andrew, go for it.
On that point of the vest and the neck brace, Stuart Gregory's come along and said you can't actually wear the neck brace with the inflatable jacket. They work against each other.
There you go.
Makes sense.
It's so nice when we've got an audience who actually knows stuff about what we're supposed to know. Thank you very much, Stuart.
Just tell Stuart he doesn't need an airbag. He's
well, we know Colin wouldn't, eh?
Stuart's going to be here, well, virtually here tomorrow. So,
I raced long and hard with him at the last national last year in Natal. We had fun.
And who won the contest afterwards with the Mr. Did Ricky Lou come and join you guys? Was he?
No, I don't drink. So.
No, you don't. Yeah, no, that's a good man.
I'm an athlete. I smoke.
You're a well-trained athlete. Gee, don't talk shit.
Here's one for Steffi, and I don't know what you've heard, Steffi, in the last few days. We've done this debate.
We've heard people agree and people don't agree. Iain, I'd love to hear your view on the new six-tire rule.
I feel for the factory riders that they can't swap stuff out because everybody thinks a factory rider should be the guys, and they ultimately should be the paid athletes beginning the bucks out there, that they should be in the front and be able to get assisted. But I do feel for the privateer that's knocking on the door, and there's a couple of privateers out there with the Baz Racing and the other Husky guys and a couple of Yamaha guys and that out there that have proved that they can run in the front with limited budget and limited help and whatever. So I do believe it limits the playing fields. It brings it a lot closer together, like the rally books coming out 10 minutes before. It's made for an incredible Dakar this year, I think. In the way like Toby Price, as a factory rider, would normally have been able to swap a rim with somebody, and then somebody else that's helping him has got to sideline and not finish or something to help him. And the way he fixed that tire with that duct tape and cutting it and the zip ties and tie wraps and stuff, and still finish second in a stage with one tie wrap holding the thing together. I mean, that now is the commitment these oaks are going through. The way Ross fixed his bike, the way you've watched other guys crash and pick up that thing and get it to the end and make it finish. And normally before there'd be somebody trailing behind them, the water boys, and they would just strip their bike and they could have a brand new bike and lose 20 minutes and they'd be gone again. Now they've had to make and improvise, and yeah, it brings out, I think, the true Dakar thing going back to its beginning roots, where there weren't all these fancy, high-paid factory riders. I take my hat off to them. I wouldn't do it for the money they're doing, but I promise you they're all special athletes. Everybody out there, everybody that's out there, to the last oak on a motorcycle, That's fancy. I mean, you hear about the car oaks complaining about route marking and rallying. They've got a navigator sitting next to them. They've got all their fancy equipment, and they've had 90 motorbikes go down the route before they leave the start. So how much more do they want to follow if they're either blind or they can't see what's going on? I mean, they're going, and they're going a lot faster and whatever, but really, stop complaining. They must suck it up. These bike oaks, if he wins today, tomorrow he finishes 25th and said he did his best, but he's only lost 12 minutes or 15 minutes, but the next day he's back in the front. So it's been a skittles up and down all the way through that has kept it real interesting. The 10th Oaks only just an hour off of the pace with 2 days to go. Go back in history and have a look when the 10th Oak was only an hour off. It hasn't happened for 10 years.
It's the closest the race has ever been. So
It's been.
In hindsight,
I don't want to pick a winner out of the top 6.
well, you're going to.
I don't know.
Just going to what you say about the road book. The 10 minutes on the cars, they moved it out to 15 minutes, and bikes have got it at 20 minutes now.
Yeah.
So
It takes you longer than that to load the thing. So you put it on the bike. I mean, you're on your own. You've got to ride the thing. You've got to keep it upright. You've got to watch where you're going. You've got to look at the map. You've got to... And you're all on your own out there.
But you keep telling me how tough you bike oaks are.
No, but hang on. I mean, we did the desert race, and we had to race the side-by-sides with the motorcycles and stuff.
Yeah.
When it got to the technical stuff in the trees on day 2, and they with us, they get in your way all over the place.
Really?
And then you get to the things where you're trying to navigate on your own, where you're going, and they've got to navigate, and they're hooting, and they're riding over the things because they've got a navigator sitting next to them. So I'm not saying it's easy in a car.
No, I know.
It's as difficult as all hell, but
I really am
they must stop complaining. The bike oaks haven't complained about it. They've said it's been hard days, but that's as far as their complaints. They're not having a fight at the organisers like some of the car guys are. They've got
I'm amazed that more bikers don't fall because you're sort of going along, looking here, looking there, and you're divided attention. It's proper, isn't it?
No, they got... Yeah, big things.
Yeah, they're friggin' crazy, man. Right, let's get to some cars. And 6 cars in the top 10 designed and built in Joburg. How about that? So Yazid Al-Raji and Dirk van Zitswitz win again. And it's quite interesting. Dirk used to navigate for Janelle de Villiers. And this is the second stage that he and Yazid have won. NASA and Matthew second from Stefan Peter Hansel. But there was only 49 seconds movement there. NASA needed 5 to 10 minutes on Peter Hansel today. But Peter Hansel's in that beautiful position where he doesn't have to push. He's got the time, he can defend. Carlos Sainz, Jakob Przgonski, then 6, Janelle de Villiers and Alex Harrow. And Janelle was right up there at one stage. And then we haven't seen a 4-wheel drive Mini in the top 10 before. Vladimir Vasiliev and Dimitri Tsiro in the 4-wheel drive Mini. And then the first of our CR6s, Matthew Serradorian, Fabian Lurkin, then Brian Baragouanis, Tay Perry, CR6, and 11th, Marcelo Gastaldi and Lorival Roden's CR6. So we're going to say those 3 R6s were in the top 10 because 11 is nearly 10 and we'll take that. Shamim Variawa had another really great run today with Dennis Murphy. Only 11 and a half minutes off the front. And I'm really impressed at the way that he's bounced back from the first 3 days of absolute horribleness, and he's come and he's
just plugging away at it.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's super impressive. So in the overall, and this is where we start looking at the time gaps. Peter Hansel's now 12 minutes and some change. Doesn't really matter ahead of 17 minutes. I don't know who's been doing the stuff on my thing here. 17 minutes and 50 seconds ahead of NASA. Carlos, you've got to really say that 17 minutes in 2 stages, I don't know. That's a huge swing. We do know that Carlos lost 30 minutes the one day. Nani Roma and Alexandra Winnock in the Pro Drive car in 5th. I think that's really, really impressive. And then Janelle in 8th and Christian Lavielle in a bug 10th. 23rd is Shamir and Dennis. They've come up from 24th. The day before they were 28th. And then our CR6s. We've still got all 5 running. So in 29th with my Gastaldi and Roldan. Baragouanis and Perry, 12 hours, 24. But it doesn't really matter. They way down the end there. And we'll have a look at that video shortly. Then Alexandra, Leroy, we've got a video of them coming in. Leroy and DeLong in the other CR6, and Seedon and Kosmich CR6, and Sarah Dorian Lurkin in CR6. And then we've got some interesting pictures of the CR6s. There was Rocks being beaten with South Africa's finest. But let's have a look at this video of Brian and Tay coming in after today's stage.
Hey guys, so we just finished the stage 10.
Yeah.
Bit of a frustrating day. Lots of little tracks all over the place.
Yep.
We couldn't really put the hammer down because each time you try and put the hammer down, there's another road that you've missed.
Very fast-paced navigation
Yeah.
today.
So there were like every 100 meters there was a call here, a
You'd
call
be
there.
offline very often because there are so many lines going everywhere and all heading in the same direction. So you can be on any track at any time and you could be slightly off.
Yeah, so
A lot of correction.
at least 7 or 8 times we were offline, you know, looking for the track again. So anyway, we're learning from it. It's definitely a type of navigation that takes experience. So we'll get into it slowly. And yeah, at least a clean day with the car. No issues with the car. We didn't hit anything. We had a good safe day in the car. So
Lots of dust.
yeah,
We've got some trains of quads and
yeah. We nearly hit a quad at the end looking for a
Yeah.
waypoint. Luckily we didn't because we have such bad visual out the side windows. But at least he was cool about it. We chatted to him at the finish. Cheers.
It's got to be the worst thing in the world when you can't see somebody and you you nearly drive into them. That's not lacquer at all. So some of the other CR6s were beating the earth, and we've got some pictures, Fritzy, there of cars that, or do we have them? Did our technical assistant? He didn't. Our technical assistant was absolutely piss poor and slack, but the CR6s did come into the pits, and just to give you an idea of what their setup looks like. It's dark, it's cold, there's a wind there, and it's not very pleasant conditions. And by now, everybody is proper tired and nerves are frayed. They're starting to run out of parts. You can't just sit and chuck parts at the cars and keep going. But that is Dakar, and I think, two more stages. There you go. There's that's the Gastaldi car, and or is it? No, it's not. Eh?
Yazir.
That's Seedon. Yazir, yeah. And there was a comment. We gave him a brand new car before the race, and he's proceeded to try and destroy it in every single stage.
Get a car in reverse, hey?
I mean, it's got. I love that, but that's just what drivers do. So, Andrew, what does your comment say?
Francois Pretoria says it's nice to see that Ian's taken the time to shave and comb his hair for tonight. So there you go from the speed cop. Plenty predictions for the bike win overall, but a really cool point from who was, I believe, a regional Formula Ford champion in 2005. He says, watch 5th to 8th. With the difficult navigation and opening the road being so tricky, I tend to agree with him. We've seen today, certainly, that it can be turned on its head without trying too hard. So I think that's a really good point. And yeah, lots of votes for Sam Sunderland and one for Kevin Benavides. So read into that what you will. And with cars, it's hard to sort of bet against Peter Hansel. I mean, he is just so consistent, and with 2 stages to go, it would have to be something horrible for him.
Yeah, look, I think he's in a really comfortable position, put it that way, where in order for NASA to win, he's got to have maximum attack, and Peter Hansel can drive a fast-paced, smooth race. He doesn't have to win. He's done the stage winning. It's now about winning a race. And where the dice is going to get really interesting on the cars overall is Mini going for a 1-2 and trying as much as they can. So Saints is 17 off 63, whatever that math says, 40 odd minutes behind NASA. And if Saints starts, he's got nothing to lose, so he puts the pressure onto NASA. It's going to be interesting. We don't know. That's a cool part about racing, hey? Got to tune in tomorrow.
Well, I remember Saints and NASA going to the finish in the Amaroks, when
Yeah.
they, not the Amaroks, the VWs
yeah.
that time. I mean, it was
Touareg.
something special, the Touaregs. I mean,
Yeah.
it was something special to watch that finish. But
And
look,
Janelle won his race when Saints put his Touareg into the ditch.
yeah. And I mean, look, I still firmly believe that NASA's got this under control. I honestly do. He's been running a good pace the whole time. He hasn't
Yeah.
destroyed his car. He hasn't taken too many chances. And look, I don't know. That's my dark horse. Is Alatia.
I think it would be magnificent.
I
to
think
win.
it's his year. Peter Hansel's just had too much of a lucky run, with nothing really. He's just always stayed there. He's paced himself. You can't knock him for that. Science is science. It's flat or flat or broken.
You never
and
know what you're going to get there.
But yeah, I still think NASA's is going to pull it off.
So NASA's your choice.
My prediction, yeah.
I'm going to be the conservative one and go the safe bet. But I do think that in CR6 is going to win one of the two stages left. Those cars are quick enough, and I think that you sit and got to choose. Do you take Matthew Searden or Brian Baragwanath and throw everything at it and say, right, give it sticks and see what comes out of it. But keep those comments coming. And if you're watching on the YouTubes and the Facebooks, be kind to us and just like the page and become a subscriber and all of that, just because, thank you very much. Iain, you were always an orange oak
No,
on bikes.
no. White.
Yeah?
White and blue.
Yeah. White and blue.
Okay, so in recent history, you were an orange guy.
No. White.
KTM.
No, not KTM.
You were KTM a couple of years ago.
No, no.
Now it's
When
Husqvarna.
when I came back into it, it was with Fred, a friend of ours, and that, and I got into sponsoring my wife and myself with our company. We got to sponsor the factory Husqvarna off-road and cross-country team, the factory Husqvarna team.
That's white, red, and
And that's
yellow.
white and blue.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's Peps and Plastics.
Yes.
Because you blow mold stuff.
Yeah, that's us.
Okay.
We did that for 4 years. I stopped at the end of last year because I wanted to try and do something else, and we had a great relationship. We built up some great friendships. We've won some championships, and we've lost a few championships through bad luck and stuff. We had great riders, great team, great family atmosphere, and promoted the brand properly in the last 4 years and got it back to the top. Obviously, KTM has been kingpin. We've beaten them on the Husqvarnas on more than one occasion. They're all under the same umbrella from Austria and here, but it's a big rivalry. But unfortunately, out there, it's really only in our cross-country stuff. It's only really KTM and Husqvarna. And I spoke to Chris Spate from KMSA, because they've brought out a Kawasaki proper cross-country bike now, and it was starting to win in America at the end of lockdown when they started to race in that again. So we've done a deal together to try and resurrect and bring another brand that used to be in the four with the likes of Alfie Cox and all of those oaks. And they've won Roof of Africas and all that sort of cross-country titles. So,
But to bring a major brand like Kawasaki into cross-country racing.
yeah, we're going to try and
that's
resurrect
kudos.
it, and
Well done,
we've got a good team together, and we've got some budget together to go running. And KMSA, when I spoke to Chris and Kibble, they were all on board for us to do it, and we're going to try and build a long-term program and get sort of the Team Green thing going again.
I mean, there's your pits. That looks proper.
Yeah, so look, we're going to do it the way we did it with Husqvarna, and that properly, and market it properly, and put on a professional factory look, and run a proper factory team out of it. I've got the
450s
support.
and 250s.
Yeah, they only do a 250 and a 450. There's no 350, so we're a bit lost in the OR2 class for now. So we've got D'Artagnan Lopjoy has joined our team as our number one rider in the OR1 class. And then we've got, like a son to me, Taki Bogiagis. We got to demote him from an OR2 bike back down to an OR3 bike, where we took him off a KTM onto a Husqvarna.
So an OR3 is the 250.
250,
The
OR2
twos are the
2s are
350s, and the
350s,
ones are
450s. So Tucky's going to be our number 1 rider on an OR3 bike. He can win. We'll get the bikes right. He can win. We've got a long struggle ahead to beat the KTM and Husqvarnas, but we're going to do it. We got Lee Thompson on board, who's a guru with tuning and stuff like that.
And
we've delved
got
a
a
little
bit
bit,
of
myself and
history
Lee.
of
We can get things to work,
stuff,
and we've
yeah.
got a good backing up with guys with us and stuff. And then I've taken on a youngster, Carl McKenzie. This is actually his bike behind us. It's his practice bike. The new bikes arrive on Monday, so we can get busy. It's a little bit short for the first race, but we'll be at the first race. We will be competitive.
When is the first race?
13th of February at Rustenburg, GXEC cross country.
Okay, so the guys can go to watch this and to race in it, and then they can come home and pretend that they're all cool with Valentine's Day the next day. So
100%.
all
Look,
they can
the
just take their minutes.
GXCC, our regional championship, is very good because it's got started by Lawrence Mahoney based on what the GNCC racing is in America. He brought the concept back with him from America and ran it very successfully. Now, Vian and his wife have taken it over from Lawrence when he got promoted up into and taken into KTM in their marketing side in South Africa. So they've kept it going. Last year, as hard as it was, they've managed to float the boat, and now we're going forward. But all the races are within an hour and a half's travelling maximum from Johannesburg, Pretoria area.
I think that we need to fire up our little production department with a few cameras and go and check this stuff out.
You're more than welcome. I mean, we can do something.
Is there's dirt and it's
There's
dusty
dirt
and
and
it's
dusty
lacquer
and it's
there's
lacquer.
cold
So
gear.
there it's based on sort of 50-kilometer loops, and they start with the OR1 class, the main big bike professional, then it goes OR2, OR3, then you go to the 125 class, and then you go to the seniors, and then the masters.
You must be a grandmaster by now.
Well, I believe they're doing a grandmaster class this year for over 50s, so over 55s, let's put it that way. So, yeah, no, look, I go out there and I have fun, and it'd be nice to win, but you got the likes of Wayne Farmer and Peter Hall and that, they're 8 years younger than me and whatever. I'm not giving that away, but I give it my all.
But you've also achieved enough in your life to know that you can go and do stuff for fun now and just...
Yeah, but there's a problem in my genes. I just,
there's nothing
I want to win, but I must realize what my limits are. So, yeah, I put the team together and we have fun. And I started this again when we got involved with Husqvarna 4 and a bit years ago. And instead of watching, I decided to get a bike and go racing. So Lee Thompson and I started riding together in those days. And he's with us, so he's going to be our senior rider. I'm the Masters rider. And, we're lucky over this, it's now spreading its wings. We've got a junior team with 3 riders and 65s and 85s.
That's awesome
that we're going to
stuff,
look
man.
after in the regional racing.
So it's Kawasaki. And are you going to have those T-shirts? If you don't ride a Kawa, you're a fool.
I don't think it's politically correct to do that anymore. Yeah, fool maybe, not the old wording that we used to see with Delmas Kaken days.
Yeah.
But we're looking forward to it. It's a new challenge. We're bringing another brand that used to be at the front back into pit lane. So...
It's going to be a
the
colourful
green
pit
and
lane.
black and everything, and we got Motul backing. Chris Pate and them from KMSA with the bike side, Kibble that looks after that, they really they bent over backwards to get us off the ground. Then their subsidiary company there at KMSA with Bikewise, they do the DRD change, rental handlebars, a service. We've got access to all of that, Pirelli tires, which they've sorted us out with a proper deal. So they are putting a lot in from what they have available. We're growing it. We've got some budget together from other guys to run the thing, and
good stuff.
We're going to go racing.
I think it's bloody lacquer. Good to see you. And,
it looks good, though.
It does. I mean, it's proper good. Good to see a hooligan like you back at racing, and a character of note. You bring life to racing, and the other thing is that you're a great supporter of racing. You don't walk around shouting your mouth off about who you've helped, and I just want to thank you on behalf of all the racers in cars and bikes. I'll look you in the eyes and say thank you. You're a special man.
It's a
Thank you
passion.
for doing that.
I enjoy seeing people. I don't have to just back a winner.
Yeah.
I like the guy. Without the guys at the back of the field, the oak that comes last, without him we can't have a winner.
Absolutely.
So the more people we got in midfield and to the back having fun, that's what motorsport's all about. That's where we've got to grow it from. The winners will always be there. The factory riders will always be there. But without the mid-packs and back oaks and, my Bucky and my Kinner and Ek wat gaan ry, those are the guys we need on the grid.
Got to have them. Got to have
and
them.
they out there, whether they fat old men like me or whatever the case is, having fun. They're out there doing it, and if they weren't there, we wouldn't have the front guys.
Just like James Alexander in the Dakar.
Yeah, 100%.
He is, the level of geest that he brings to Dakar is absolutely unbelievable. Andrew Horn, there must be one or two chirps for Iain.
Yeah, we've got a how's it from Sparky Bright down in Steve Miller's come along. Yeah, there you go. Steve Miller's come along, like with your Green Machine venture. It's awesome to see another brand back in the sport. And thanks for your support with the Husky, and wish there were more people like you putting where your mouth is and back into motorsport. And I think, you know, across the board, we can all say thank you for that, because you've done it with your team in the Polo Cup and getting youngsters involved in that. And I agree wholeheartedly. You know, more people putting love and time back into the sport is how it's going to get better.
Look, we were fortunate enough. Through the years, I always had good sponsors and achieved myself or whatever, so I didn't have to live through my kids type of thing. But at the end of the day, unless you can put something back in instead of standing in the background and throwing stones and stabbing people and whatever the case is, there's nothing, it might not be huge amounts of cash or whatever. We're fortunate we can do it. But if more people that had a lot and earned a lot of money out of it in the days gone by put something back into it instead of complaining,
and even
we would be
just
better
stop
off.
bitching and moaning, and arrived at a place and said, I haven't got money to give, but I'm here, I can help.
I can sweep, I can help somebody, or give advice or something,
or
get involved on a commission.
Get involved on the organisers. And we see this through bikes, through rallies, through track racing and all the rest of it. There are plenty of whiners and whinges and bitches. Guys, do yourself a favour, because it's lekker. Racing is lekker. Just go and volunteer and get involved.
Put something back.
I also want to say that Jordan was voted by 365 365 Sports Car as the world's #1 GT3 driver. That is an unbelievable accolade, and you must be so proud. And just look at that. Your boy is rated as the top GT3 driver in the world.
I mean, when that came out, it was a big surprise. Look, obviously we all think our kids are the best out there, and Jordan has done a phenomenal job, like the Van Linde boys out of South Africa, the Binder boys, the Esmits and all that on the bikes and whatever, Woodendal, the motocross kids that are out there overseas doing it. Slade Smith's busy doing it again now in America. But for Jordan to be voted that above the Marcellos and all those guys that are proper full, and Dries van Tours and the Van Lindes and whatever the case is, and that's like the top magazine and article thing, sort of as Autosport is for single seaters and all that sort of stuff. So this is just for GT racing, and it's GTE, GTA.
Graham Goodwin from Daily Sports Car would enjoy that as well. But now we know that Bentley stopped their factory drive or their factory effort. Jordan was their #1 Bentley factory driver. Has he sorted for this year? What's he doing?
He hasn't got we can't expose what he's doing. He has got one deal sorted out for, I think it's 7 events or something.
Come on, tell us. Just give us something. Yeah,
I would love to, but once the team has announced that the deal's signed and everything like that, there's a couple more that he's busy working on.
Yeah.
So he's not going to be a full factory driver this year.
But he's going to be a busy driver.
He's going to be a busy driver doing a lot of traveling. And yes, it looks promising. The deal that he has signed looks very good. The drivers he's with and all that sort of stuff. But going forward, it was sad that Bentley pulled out altogether 10 days before they got to Kyalami. It left 6 factory drivers from Bentley in the lurch. So we're fortunate Jordan has managed to sort something out.
Brilliant.
It's good that he got this thing. It'll open also a lot of people that have noticed him, because if they have and their rankings the way they do it, it's very good, and very proud parents to be there.
Cool. And it does have 4 wheels. I want to come back to Dakar.
Yeah.
We've had the most.
We need to interject.
Yes.
On the Dakar thing, Stuart Gregory's come along and said you told him that you and Jordan would like to do Dakar together in a side-by-side.
Okay, well, that's exactly where I was going. It's either you and Jordan or you and Tasman.
or Tasman and Jordan. Obviously,
Either
look,
way,
it's just
all I see is Ian in the navigator's seat.
no.
Yeah, you navigate and Tasman
no,
drives.
no. I'll never be in the navigator's seat. So look, we've been throwing it around a little bit, but I think our biggest thing is we've got to get around Cheryl, their mom, that's very protective. If I crash and hurt myself, as long as I don't cry on her shoulder, she's happiness with what I do.
Yeah, but if you crash and hurt her precious,
if I hurt her kids or something, look,
she'll mull
it's
you
something
proper,
that we've had a little bit of a banter about for the last year or two, and now that Stuart and Achim have built these cars, these side-by-sides, if we did do it, we'd put it together maybe next year or the year after. I think it would be a great thing to do with my kids.
It would be brilliant.
Whether I got to go there and support them and the two of them drive and navigate, or I drive, they navigate one day and we do it the other way around. I don't know how it will work, but it is a bit of a dream and a bucket list thing for us to be in a side-by-side, and they're competitive, they've got a good class. And I believe Stuart and them, what they've designed and done with those side-by-sides, I mean, they're unbelievable.
I would like to see Tasman driving and Elvine Fonk navigating. But she'll be in Dakar with the Fords, I'm told. Some say.
Look, if we do it, yes, it would be nice to do. Stuart's right, we spoke about it. He's done Dakar a couple of times and stuff. And I think it'd be good fun. It's been something that I thought I'd like to do. And we'll see if we can put it together. And if I do it, it'll definitely be with a local team with Stuart and Achim and WCT Racing in a side-by-side.
I'm glad you brought that up, because Chaleco Lopez won the side-by-side, the T4 category again, and he's finally taken the lead from Austin Jones. So Americans are not winning stuff anymore. It's the South Africans, that famous South African team led by Chaleco Lopez and Juan Pablo Letrache. I mean, they're as South African as they come. And that thing is run by Stuart Thompson, and Warren is head mechanic on that thing, which is absolutely magnificent. So we've had so many people who sit here, they're going, who everybody wants to go to Dakar. Stuart is also going to join us with Ross again tomorrow night, and I know that Stuart desperately wants to go to Dakar. This car, or the car that I started, the orange one, this car also wants to go to Dakar. This Suzuki Jimny. I'll tell you what, this Jimny is going to do Dakar. Promise you. Steffi, what you got for us?
You know what, Colin, I've just been so enthralled listening to you and Ian. It's been so interesting. And Ian, just also, thank you from everybody that I work with as well. Just, your contribution to motorsport is absolutely enormous. And it's amazing to hear people just saying, get involved. That's how we got started, Johan, Eugene, and I. Just get involved. It doesn't matter how. It doesn't matter what you do. Just get involved. Throw your hat in the ring, because it
do
can
something.
only grow in Southern Africa. Yeah, so it's fantastic. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I can't wait. A shortened stage, 50 Ks because of weather. They've got to avoid some certain on those dunes. So what we've got a 464 kilometer stage. Longest stage, I'm not sure if it's still the longest stage after the reduction in the 50 Ks. 134 liaison. Dunes for days. It's going to be a ringer. I think it's going to start sorting out the top order in very sharp shoot and no holds barred. It's going to be a ring ding tomorrow. I think it's all to play for, and I think they're going to throw that gauntlet down. There's going to be no quarter given at the OK Corral tomorrow.
And this is the same thing that happened last year with shortening stages again, when NASA he needs as many miles as he can. But Fritzy, stick that map up again, because you'll see the red line and the green line. The green line is the line that the service crews follow, and that crosses the red line, which is the racing line. So there's very short liaison stages. And where the lines cross or are concurrent, you can service. So today we saw exactly that. There was what they call a road surface. This just gives you an idea of what road service looks like. That's all the SRT trucks. So next to the side of the road, everybody parks up, and you wait for your cars to come in and you service them. And I think that is going to be quite an interesting one, because it allows, if your car's hurt and you're carrying an injury in your car, there's a Husky truck.
Yeah. Honda.
You can bring your hurt car into the service. They can do some work on it, and it at least gives you a chance to have a go. And I think that it's quite an interesting part on the organizer's point of view, where in the beginning of the race they try and, some say, thin the herd so that you've got fewer people to carry on. But by now we've developed affinities and we've got characters and the story has told and the fight has brewed. Now you've got to keep all of these protagonists in this fight that's going on, this high-speed chess match. So you've got some mid-stage service. I think it's bloody Dakar. I can't wait for it. So we're getting to that point late in the show, and apparently our technical department's getting grumpy again. We said that we wanted to make predictions for motorbikes. So this is your time, Iain, where you actually have to make a commitment for the bikes overall.
Sam Sunderland,
right. Let's write let me just take notes because our secretarial...
It's certainly the popular answer. It seems it's the majority of the answers we've had on our social media tonight. So, yeah, Sam Sunderland is definitely probably 70% of the vote.
Yeah, it's because you bloody KTM Oaks. Horndog, who are you taking?
I'm going to go with a Honda. I'm going to go Benavides.
Oh, Steffi, who you got?
I'm throwing it straight out there. I'm going Ricky Brabeck, and my real winner though is James Alexander from Maun in Botswana. He is
100%.
He is the champion of champions. But as a podium top step, I'm going to go Ricky Brabeck. Ricky's my boy.
Okay, so you've got America,
England.
Can't
British.
Really can't do that.
I've got a British passport, boy.
Yeah, but they...
If you have a look what Sam Sunderland had to say in that report about Ross Branch when Ross Corton passed him and what he had to do to stay with Ross, you've got to take your hat off to one of the world's best factory riders, complimenting a youngster coming up through the ranks.
Give him that.
All that
I'm
sort of stuff.
actually going to go with Ricky Brabeck because I want to see somebody win, an American win 2 in a row, and I want to see, because it's good for the sport in America, and I like to see something else than a KTM win, sorry, but that's just the way. But my heart actually goes with our boy Skyler. Who else is with Skyler? Our tech team is with Skyler. Okay, so
they know something we don't. That's why they're technical.
Yeah, and they actually turn the microphones off in Skyler. Okay, so we've written that down. And you say your dark horse is, so to speak, is still NASA. Have you got that picture of the T with NASA and Janelle? I think I sent it. Yes, somebody has been dosed. They turned my mic off, apparently. Right, boys and girls.
There's a cool little stat that Karen McIntyre has sent through to us. If the Dakar was, sort of purely based on time, James Alexander's ridden 2.5 more Dakars than the leader.
Yeah, he's got his money's worth for sure.
He's got absolute
and take my hat off to him, boy.
Yeah. I think he's been...
Thank God he's not paying by the hour, because
that's
it would be an expensive
You should get a discount.
Yeah, but has the bike got enough life on it to... Don't they expire after 100 hours?
No, man, these things go forever.
Yeah, one free piston change. And of course the Kamazes are still winning the Russian race, which is the trucks. And they challenged me again. It's Dmitry Sotnikov and Russian Akhmadiv and Ilgaz Akhmetzianinov. And I got the phone call from the guys at WhatsApp where they said the Russian Secret Service had listened to my conversation and that they were quite happy with my pronunciation.
And the other half of Russia's in Zanzibar, so look, that's...
And their time, 40 hours and 57 minutes. If they were racing in the cars, they would be 8th overall.
Sure.
In a truck.
Yeah, there was another really cool point talking about that. Who was it? It was Menno Havilah that said the fastest car was only 9 minutes quicker than the fastest bike, which tells you sort of how good those bikers are at the navigation. You know, to be multitasking like that and still putting in those sorts of times is actually really important.
That was from today's stage, 4 hours 50 versus 4 hours not 50.
Yeah.
Was 59, yeah.
Yeah, proper.
So that's
Right,
cool.
I
And
think
then,
that's it. Last things, Andrew?
one more question. I don't know if anybody, I mean, I think it's just a bit of a throwaway comment from Thomas Underhay saying, wondering when a South African trucker will enter the Dakar with a Scania or a Volvo.
We'll ask Campos Transport to
Yeah,
put
there
a
you
truck
go.
driver in there for us next year in one of the trucks.
Yeah, the whole,
Hey, there's a good idea, Ian. You can put Keegan and Jason into one of Rui's trucks.
Yeah, we'll let Rui
and
navigate
Rui.
or something.
They can be your chase truck.
Yeah, that can be our spares truck next
There
year.
you
Yeah,
go. I mean, this is looking up. The whole half of South Africa is going to be in Saudi Arabia next year. It's going to be a true Southern African impact. Steffi Vetter from somewhere near the sea on the southern tip of the continent. What else have you got for us? Or is that it?
Colin, I have to tell you, that's it. We've had a very long day. We can't wait for tomorrow. We're down to the wire.
Yes.
I literally, I don't know how I'm going to sleep tonight. Still got to do radio, so we're going to start off with that just now. But to everyone again, thank you so much for watching. Keep those questions coming. Keep the love going for our guys out there. And as Ian said, get involved.
Lovely. Steffi, thank you for your contribution again. We missed you in that one day when you were MIA. And it's been an absolutely, been a fantastic privilege from the whole team on behalf of all of us for you to have been with us. You've added true value, made my life better. And the Horn Dog, last wrap up from you.
Thank you to everybody for tuning in. Like and subscribe to the Raceday pages on Facebook and YouTube. And just get involved in motorsport. No matter if you're passionate about it, go and do something. Get involved, make it better. And that's about it from me.
Love those words. And Ian, you're going to leave this bike here for a couple of days for us? Or are you going to take it away tomorrow?
Carl's got to go practicing, so I presume he'll be at 6 tomorrow morning to fetch it as soon as they open. But we'll take you riding one day, Colin.
Can you teach
I
me
haven't
to
had a
ride?
good laugh for a while.
I would love to learn to ride a bike. And my problem is that I have belief beyond my skill in many
Your
things.
mind's making appointments your body can't keep.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing this. This is the Vatswaye shop. It has never looked this fantastic. And there's this old, Triumph bike from, this bike was actually the best bike build. Can you turn a camera onto this one, Fritzy? This thing here, it is absolutely magnificent. That one there. I mean, just check at that thing. It is, you can buy, this is a cave of beautiful stuff. There's our little Suzuki Jimny, which is going to do Dakar. Watch the space. And thank you for the guys at Penta up there. And then we've got Fani Skolz's dream bike, Honda what stuff, with a thing and a computer, 400 and lots of monies. But I like the green ones. That's my absolute favorite. Iain Pepper, thank you. We're going to ride it tomorrow. We can start it. Wheelie, because he did tell us that we can take the anti-wheelie off. Yes. Iain Pepper, thank you so much for coming in. And you came back from your holiday. We really, really appreciate it. And good luck for this year.
Yeah, look, it's going to be a good year, local racing with the Polo Cups and the Super Cup and the off-road stuff. I'm really looking forward to this new challenge of ours and the great team we've put together with the support of KMSA and Bikewise and Motul and everybody else. Fast House Kit have backed us again with the best stuff available. We're going to go and have fun, and that's the first priority, is that we go and have fun. Whether we win or we lose, it'll be like my Polo Cup team. We can have a beer and laugh about it at the end of the day, the same way whether we won or lost. Hard sometimes, but that's life.
But it's much more funner when you win.
Yeah, you have a lot more funner when you're winning. Yeah. So, but we'll see. I mean, we're going to go give it our all and see where we can put it. And it's a long-term project. It's not a one-year deal to do whatever. We're looking at a long-term project and building the brand up nicely, back into the off-roads where they need to be.
Good, man.
Hopefully it'll brush off onto the motocross and that as well sometime. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I mean, this venue, if people can come past and have a look at this, I mean, this is a hidden gem in the bottom of this workshop. It's crazy. You can spend a whole day looking at what they do here and the cars and the vehicles. I tell you, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, we're very, very spoilt. And Iain, good luck with the Pepsin Plastics Kawasaki. You told me earlier. I did write it down.
Plastics Motul Kawasaki.
Pepsin Plastics Motul Kawasaki Racing Team. Congratulations and thank you again. To you, our viewers, before we go to you, our technical team, the rocket scientists who made all sorts of good things happen and make this show easy for us. Thank you very much for arranging. They've found a new catering department who have been spectacularly unbelievable. They've only failed in one quest. I asked for coffee today and I got nothing.
He's a liar.
And apparently the coffee, no, you get coffee and you get coffee.
Okay, all right.
And I didn't get coffee.
Okay.
But they will come through. Steffi Vetter from Southern African Dakar Group. For you, if you want the daily news, the blow by blow, as the pistons are going up and down, that's the place you get it. Thank you so much. Andrew Horn, you make it so easy for the people to get involved. Thank you so much. And to you, thank you for watching. You make it so much more rewarding because racing is lekker and we love it. Remember, be kind, be nice. DBAC. See you tomorrow. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Nice.
Yeah.